What's up, Lecitus?
Yeah,
After Silas went out, that was obviously a huge loss. But what was the mentality of you guys? The offensive line as a group after Lecitus went out, because after talking with Brock, Brock slid right over. It seems like it's a next man up mentality.
yes. And Silas is my guy. Great dude, really good player. And we look up to him as far as we look to him to be a really good offensive lineman, and do great things out on the field. But at the end of the day, it's the same for everybody, whether it's Silas, Luke, me, whoever, Brock, God forbid. But if anybody goes down, it's always next man up. And I've said it plenty of times in the different interviews. As Coach Vice always says, we're only as strong as the weakest link. Was the weakest link. So it all makes sense now. Like I said, no matter who goes down, this is a very physical game. No matter who it is, the next man has to be able to step up and he has to be ready. Not just because, oh man, I think I'm going to play this week, or oh man, such and such got hurt last game, I got to be ready. You have to be ready every week and trying to get better every day, every practice, because you never know when your number is called. So yes, it's definitely a next man up mentality, and Brock filled in and did a really good job.
You guys allowed 6 sacks, on Braxton against West Virginia. After watching film, what stood out to you when watching that?
Yes, we did. And that it stings. It stings a lot, because as an offensive lineman, you don't want anybody to get hands on your quarterback. That's like, I look at it as like, that's my guy in the backfield. Almost like a little brother. You don't want nobody touching, your little brother. So, it definitely stung. But at the end of the day, looking at that film, I see, we need to set more on the same level. As an O-line, if I'm on the short side with Luke, and we need to be on the same level, because if a twist comes, we need to be able to pick that up. So just really adjusting and seeing what we did wrong and just being on the same level. I mean, those guys did blitz a lot. They blitzed hard. But I have no doubt in my mind that we can't pick things like that up. And that's not an excuse at all. So like I said, we set on the same level, we'll be able to pick up anything anybody throws at us. So, watching that film, there's a few minor adjustments we need to make, and we definitely did it throughout this week during practice.
You're a leader on this team. What's the mentality of this team been like? Obviously, it's a tough loss. You guys had a chance to win at the end, but there's still, a lot more football to play this season. What's the mentality of this group heading into Richmond?
So the mentality that we have as a team really is, like you said. I mean, it was a tough loss, but it is the 3rd game of the season. We have 9 more to go, and that's at minimum. We're guaranteed 9 more. So there's a lot more football to be played. I mean, what I see from this group and what's actually impressive, because it hasn't always been like this. But yeah, we just came off a loss and guys were hurt. They were down in the locker room. But at the end of the day, we came back the very next day to practice. And instead of walking in to a locker room of guys pointing fingers and saying, man, it's because of this, it's because of that, it's because offense ain't do this or defense didn't do that, there weren't any pointing fingers. And that was pretty cool to me, because like I said, it hasn't always been like that. But it was interesting to just hear guys talk through things in the locker room instead of pointing fingers. It's, oh man, okay, so I watched film last night and I seen where I did this or I did that. And like I said, if it's me talking to Luke or me talking about, man, we need to sit together, we need to do this, or running backs talking to other running backs like, see, I made a mistake doing this. So just trying to correct their mistakes instead of pointing fingers at other people saying, man, you messed up on this and this, that, and the third. So that was actually pretty cool. So our mindset as a team is really just to stick together and get even tighter. We know we need to practice harder and be more mentally focused and locked in for the next team that comes through, or, every other team that comes through. So yeah, we just got tighter after that loss, and that was actually impressive to me. That was pretty cool.
Sure.
Recording in progress.
Looking at film, scouting Richmond, what do you see from their defense that could potentially give y'all a little trouble on Saturday?
So I do see a group up front that plays really, really hard. They have some big guys up front. Guys are really, really strong. They're going to hold down their gap. That's the type of front they have. They're not going to slant very much. If they do, it's going to be a one gap type of thing. And like I said, they're going to hold point. So us as an offensive line, we'll have to have our feet in the ground if we want double teams and just inside zone and things like that to work. We're going to be able to move those guys. But yeah, I'm seeing a tough group up front that plays really hard, guys that are really strong, guys that have, a motor that's going to get after the ball and chase the ball. So, we're going to have to match that intensity, if not, bring more. So yeah, that's a group that I'm seeing on film right now. Yes, sir, it is. We're a tight-knit group, not just because it's not like we lost this game this past weekend and then we just decided, oh man, gotta have each other back. I mean, that's what it is, but this started way back in the summer, even probably before then, just having, each other's back, being smarter during practice, things like that. There's not fights or anything like that going on at practice because you can see guys maturing, guys caring more, not only about doing what they need to do, about the guy next to them. You get what I mean? And I mean, there's a few guys I could call out, but it's really like everybody on the field. So we are a group that is mature. We are an older group because we got a lot of our starters are older guys. And that's actually pretty cool. But yeah, this started way back in the summer, just caring about the guy next to you, more than you care about yourself, honestly, more than you care about doing your job. You make sure you're not only doing it for yourself, but doing it so you don't hurt the guy next to you. In a way. So yeah, us just coming together is something that's been happening. It's not because of the coaches, it's because of us players just caring about one another so much.
Let's go to Zoom. Aaron?
Hey, Lecitus. Jack said something interesting after the game, and it kind of relates to what you're talking about with sticking together. But he basically said we all need to just delete our social media accounts, not listen to anything anybody's saying about it. Don't read anything you guys write about it, and just sort of, bunker down with us. Is that a message that you're also on the offensive side of the ball giving your players and your, the guys that look up to you?
Yes. So you're asking about how the fans are just talking about us on social media and kind of dishing that out?
Yeah, well, not the fans, but, pundits, people who talk on the radio, anywhere you go. I mean, anytime you lose, there's going to be criticism. And he was saying we should just, I guess, basically disconnect from all of it.
Yes. So I agree with that 100%. And I've been doing a good bit of thinking about that at the house. When I'm just sitting down and I'm scrolling on social media, because it is tough and happens all the time. It doesn't matter what sport you play, whether it's in high school, college, especially at a professional level. You're going to have to deal with criticism. You're going to have it from all different angles. And it sucks because, you win a game or, you win a match or you win a game and people tell you how much you're great and this, that, and the third. And you can win the first game. And depending on how big that game was, oh man, y'all going all the way. They don't even account for the other 11 games you have. It's just, man, see y'all in the Orange Bowl. Y'all going all the way. See y'all in the national championship off winning the first game, So a lot of people don't know what they're talking about. And that's not to take a dig at the those real fans out there that when we lose a game or if we don't beat the team by enough or if we have a close game with somebody we probably shouldn't, it's cool to see fans that are like, okay, we know we did wrong, guys. We're going to get back at them. Or, you guys come back stronger next week, Hokies. We're here for you, this, that, and the third, rather than fans that, man, these guys suck. They're not this, or they want to take a dig at our coaches or whatever it is. I mean, at the end of the day, a lot of those people that talk negative about us, really all of them, none of them are in that team room with us and our coaches. None of them are out there on that field with us putting in work. You have guys who go to Twitter to watch a play that happened and go, man, why would Braxton do this? And why would he roll out? Maybe that's what the play calls for. You know what I mean? Like, why would Lecitus block left instead of right? Maybe that's what I was told to do. That's the scheme. And every play, isn't going to work. Sometimes we're going to get schemed up good or we're not going to block it as well as we should have. And every play isn't going to work. But yeah, as far as the criticism, it's going to come from all different directions. And it's tough because you scroll and, even if it ain't me, it's people taking a dig at my team. Braxton sucks. He's this and he's that. And sometimes I pick up my phone and I want to say something so bad, but it's like, who even is this guy? Has this guy ever played a sport? You know, that's not, like I said, I'm not calling out anybody directly. You know, it's whatever. The shoe fits. But we're all in this together as a team. And I got Braxton back. I got Brock back. I got Luke back. I got Jalen Hostin's back. Shamari Connor's back the same way they got mine. And as much as I want to say something, it's not worth it. So as far as the criticism, I overlook it. A lot of people don't know what they're talking about. Is not in that film room with us. And at the end of the day, I mean, I'd rather have supporters than fans anyway. Fans are the ones that usually turn their back when things go wrong. Supporters are there forever. So that's how I look at it.
That's a great answer. Just to follow up, I mean, do you think the benefits of social media outweigh the negatives? Like, I mean, do you feel like, you know, after the North Carolina game, getting those praises and stuff are worth what you have to deal with on the other end of it?
You know what? Yeah, it was kind of cool to see, but you got to make sure you don't feed into that, because it's either way it goes, whether it's positive criticism or bad, it's all toxic. You know, you can listen if you win a game, like I said, that North Carolina game, it was a big game, big win for us. It was a big team win. But if I had sat on my couch, me and the whole line had sat on the couch, or just this whole team sat on our couch, scrolling up and down Twitter, hearing about how great we were, and man, they going straight to the Orange Bowl, or they gonna do this, and they're gonna do great things. They should beat everybody in the schedule. They beat North Carolina. The rest of this season would be very, very bad. It really would if we didn't show up to work every day like we do. So like I said, whether it's good criticism or bad, you can't feed into it. You feed into the bad too much and you get down on yourself like, man, I done had 3 people tell me on Twitter today that I suck. Sheesh, I might as well hang my cleats up. You know, you can't do that. The same way you can't go, had 3 people tell me I'm great. You know what I'm going to tell Vice and taking is, I don't need to practice tomorrow. I had a couple people tell me I was great. I'm great. I don't need to rep some one-on-ones. No, so good or bad, you can't feed into it either way. Even if you read it, read it. Okay, that's cool. Stroll past it. Good or bad. Can't feed into it. It's toxic either way. So that's my viewpoint on it.
All right, Mike Barber.
Hey, Lecitus. I'm curious about the impact of losing James, and you guys have so many talented players on offense. You have a bunch of good tight ends that can fill that spot. But I know he did a lot of different things. Are there certain plays that just kind of come off the play call sheet because you don't have another James Mitchell kind of hanging around?
I mean, just being honest with you, no. And that's not a dig at James. James is a special player, really good guy off the field. But no. I mean, like, at the end of the day, that's my brother. But it's kind of that next man mentality I was just talking about. There's not certain routes that we run in that we have James to run in practice that Drake DeLulis can't run, or Nick Gallo can't run. So we have plays that we feel all of our tight ends can do, and those are the plays we stick with. Coach Cornelson or Coach Fuente call those same plays, even though James is out. And like I said, he's a great dude off the field. I mean, he's a dude that even though he did get injured, he was still coming up here every day and, getting a little treatment, probably icing just to help it feel better, and being in a tight ends room with the tight ends watching film and helping them still. So there's not like, oh, this play right here is only for James. We're going to take it out because he's not here anymore. No, it's not anything like that. Next man up mentality. We have all tight ends that could run the same routes, that could catch the ball really well and, get north and south when they catch it.
Did he have a special skill set in the red zone that you guys will miss?
Yeah, so I'm gonna say, yeah. I mean, yes, really, really good player. I don't think it's necessarily anything we'll miss out on. I mean, the same way we could high point the ball to James and let him go up over a small DB, or give him the ball and let him get north or south with it and drop his shoulder and get in the end zone. I feel like we could do the same thing with Nick Gallo and Drake DeLulis. You could definitely high point that ball up to Big Drake and let him go up and get it, and he can put his shoulder down and get in that end zone as well. And like I said, that's it's not a dig at my guy James. Love him to death. I'm gonna talk to him as soon as I leave here. As a matter of fact, I gotta make sure I shoot him a call about something. But No, there's not anything that we just rip out because James is not here.
Sounds good. We'll tell James we say hi and we hope he's doing well.
We'll do.
David Teal.
Lecitus, you mentioned to an earlier question from David, your observations about some of the sacks. What were your observations when you watched the film about the red zone offense and where things got a little sideways for you, and how can you guys correct?
Man, so the biggest thing that I noticed was that we honestly need to get more push as an offensive line. So it's kind of like I said, you know, you get on social media and you hear a million different people saying different reasons. They don't know, oh man, it's this, it's play calling, it's the coaching, whatever. No, we put it on our back. We put this team on our back. We understand this team moves as we move. And if we want to score in the red zone, we got to get more push as an offensive line. And it doesn't matter if a defense bring, different blitzes at us, if they bring a cat blitz or whatever whatever type of blitz they bring, we got to be able to pick it up. We got to be able to go north and south. Dig out a hole in the middle of a running inside zone so our backs can get up in it and, score. So that's the biggest thing I seen. Like I said, no matter if they're blitzing or if they're bringing the linebacker off the edge or whatever it is, we got to be able to pick it up and communicate it a little bit better and get a lot better push up front. So that's definitely going to help us do better in the red zone as an offense.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you, Lecitus.
Thank you all.
Waller coming in next.